we've got a bit of an awkward one here today. So, first thing I could always say to you if you're a tradesman is, if you get to a job and then they want extra stuff doing and you've already sent a quote, is find out exactly what they want doing, explain to them you're just going to have to send a quick quote and can you just confirm that we can go ahead with it or not, because then it covers you and it covers them, because you're into what they class as a legally binding contract, as obviously money's being passed over. So just redo your quote quickly. It should only take 5 minutes. You should be able to do it on your phone, send it over, and away you go, because this is what's just happened here this morning. Is we've got it, and it's a bit awkward anyway, because I quoted this job about 4 months ago and we didn't get it. And I know we didn't get it because they always chase up on my quotes. So they went with a cheaper quote. Now, it was only it's not like a world-changing job, but it was to put some extra sockets in a bedroom before it's all decorated and everything. And in the nursery, put up a couple of lights. Now, they've not had the lights done because they weren't happy with the tradesman who did the sockets, because he's basically just not even raised them off the skirting. He's left a big gap underneath, like a 20mm gap underneath the socket, and it's hard for him to fill it because they're not decorators, but they're doing it all themselves. They're trying to, which is fair enough, to try to save money. Times are hard at the minute, so fair play. But they can't get in because it's literally like top of the skirting, bottom of the socket, and there's like a gap like about that big. So, and they're not DIYers, and they're not hands-on, I don't think. Nice people, don't get me wrong, but they've gone with a cheaper quote and they've been done over, basically, because I priced to extend the ring. So guys come in, put a fuse spur in off the ring behind the bed, and then gone left and right with a 2.5 on the outgoing side of the fuse spur, which is still to regs, to be fair. He's only spurred off the ring and then 13 amp fuse connection united it down and then gone to 2 sockets, but it's just rough. I mean, you're already at the socket, just extend the ring, easy. And it says you're having to wire a fuse spur, and it just looks terrible then. So he's put a fuse spur above the skirting, left a tiny gap beneath it, which can't be filled. Then he's put 2 extra double sockets either side of the bed, in the wrong positions, and on top of the skirting with a little gap between them. So they've asked us to move a light switch over, an extra, put up 2 plaster gypsum surround pendants that go on the ceiling. I'll show you what they are if you don't know what I mean. And then also fill in underneath all the sockets that have been done. So my price is roughly near enough the same as it was the first time, because now they've asked us to, I'll be straight with you, it was like 300 and something quid, and then they've come back and they've added on an extra 70 quid's worth of extras. Now I know it's only 70 quid and I got agreed with straight away, so it cuts out any hard feeling at the end when they say, oh, I didn't expect it to be that much or whatever, because some people are like that. So and then to make it even awkward, they come back and said, oh, can you do it for 50? No. you pissed me about the first time, so do one. So I'll show you what I meant by that. That obviously the guy had done that. I'd priced to raise it up to like 350. I don't go 450 because it looks ridiculous, I think, but he's put them 2 in, and I priced to bring that across and raise it up. And there's just a massive gap underneath, and then in this side here, it was to put a couple of double sockets either side of the bed. But what he's done is he's just spurred off a ring and bought a feed to a switch fuse spur, and then just run one off that way, which is loose, it's in a conduit or capping or something, and then one that way, but then put them on top of the skirting, where obviously they're going to be cheaper if you do that. I'd allowed to have done it properly, but that's why I didn't win it. And also to raise that one off the deck, but not main champagne and champagne. And put a couple of these lights up, replacement pendants, but with them on the ceiling as well. Now it's gypsum. Some of them are, it's like there's a few in my house, and one of them is only like polystyrene, but you couldn't tell. It still looks all decorative and it's got all the feature around it. These are just the plain ones, but these are actual gypsum with a bit of weight to it. So obviously when I measure, put the bracket across, I'm going to drill 2 fixing holes anyway and fix straight through to the ceiling. 20mm hole just off centre for the cables to come through. But then also that CT1 button or PB1, whatever it's called, to the ceiling. And yeah, and like the extra bits was like moving the switch over and stuff and filling them. And all, like I said, I always get an agreed cost to cut out any bad feeling at the end. So number 1 rule wise. So what I've got now is, obviously I took the fitting apart, dropped the old stuff down and drilled a hole, a 20mm perfect circular hole in the middle of it. But then also drilled where the fixing holes are going to go on the outside. So you hold it upside down, hold it up here, so we can get a good bead on this all the way around. So that's tough, that. That's pretty much. These must be like the only fittings what the actual manufacturer actually think about the installer. Great, great to connect up. It's obviously just put your neutrals in, you switch live, and you can just make that off above it, which is bish bash bosh. And then like you see, it's well stuck as well. It's not going anywhere. That now that's up. It's good gear. PGB. Like I say, it comes out. It's dead hard to come out. Like if you had like a thin nozzle, like a normal cork or silicone, you'd have no chance of getting it out. Rock hard. Like Harvey. Rock hard. Sounds hard.
Nails,
mate. Toffee nails. Alright, we'll go with that. I bet it'll grab to the. I bet this will grab on its own. This. Passes the bracket in a couple of 2-inch screws. What's the saying, Av? Like it through there.
impacts, and screws.
Oh. So that's the sockets in before. It's a shame they've got a spur there, but it'll be behind the bed anyway, in a better position than they were before, sat bang on the skirting. But obviously Click Skolmore black, Victorian black satin, no whatever, polished, what nice, but Victorian black nickel they are. And the pendant up as well, look nice that one. It's all done. And then managed to fill in underneath as well. It's looked decent. And a Victorian black nickel dimmer on that pendant as well. Looks nice, that.